I highly doubt that I'm not that bad. Also, I do watch my caffeine intake somewhat. I'm not gonna bother counting each and every little cup, but I'm somewhat more careful than I was in the past, let's say. For good reasons, mind you. For good reasons. And really wanna risk another fucking hole in my fucking stomach. It was rather painful. Oh, well, not gonna happen. But yeah. It's actually pretty nice, honestly. I kinda wanna eventually, maybe potentially, that is, make this into a thing, you know? Such a nice, relaxed Saturday morning stream. Because, you know, then I can kind of split it up, then I can basically do some fun in the morning while I drink my coffee and ramble about nonsense. And then I can get some fucking housework done, because, well, sadly I have nobody else who does that. And the kitty kinda, you know, you see what he does usually. Lying around doing nothing, not a cunt, doesn't help with anything, but expects food still. Which is fucking disgusting if you ask me. And then I can do something else a bit later. But still though, I have, you know, just out of pure preparations, did actually create yes, a thumbnail for Breath of Fire 2, and I've also created one for whatever the fuck it was. Trails of Cold Steel? Yeah, I think so. That's the same. I expect he sometimes demands cuddles. Yeah, that little cunt does too. This is always fun, you know. In winter, I do like it when he's like, Mel, pick me up, put me in your on your legs and shit. That's cute, because then actually, you know, he's a little heater unit. So, you know, I don't need to actually put on my heater because I've got a living one. And he has the tendency to stay still for quite a long time, honestly, once he's comfortable. And since I do, I also have a tendency to, you know, sit still at my PC for hours on end. That works. In the summer, though, and yeah, I'm not a fan. But yeah, kitties are cute. They do have the right to exist. However, that does not mean it's making it easy. I did smell, find the faintest nuance of curry in the air. Which also, you know, kinda... I saw an interesting debate happening in Germany in the what's it called? The social media sphere. And, you know, it does need to actually get to a certain degree before I actually see stuff like that coming my way. Because I don't fucking care. And I would bet good money that that shit definitely, immediately, and without doubt got swept over from the Amerikanskis that came over the pound, definitely. That's not something that we came up with, no, sorry. Yes, even the Nazis did not outright kill cats. We did after the Second World War because we needed to eat. And, you know, if the choice is between your children and your kitty, yeah, people are pretty simple. See, not even the Nazis tried to genocide the kitties. I mean, Hitler himself did like animals. He had a bit of a like for doggies. Which, you know, fair enough. Dogs are cute too. No, they can be. However, I will still stay with my original estimation and say that, yeah, at the end of the day, kitty cats are just the superior option. Still, you know. Doesn't mean that I'm against some good old-fashioned doggoos here, there, and everywhere. But yeah. Sometimes you see something coming up, you know, and then blowing up, as rather, you know, to put it in more fitting terms. Yeah, you're actually right. I'm pretty, yeah. Hitler was actually pretty health conscious for his time. Non-smoker, non-drinker, vegetarian, who basically, you know, went on this whole healthy living spree, basically, you know, no meat, no shit, and all of that, yeah. I knew there was a reason why I don't trust those people. Now it all makes sense. Now that I think about it. Well, yeah, but back then, that was not even considered to be an actual drug abuse. It just was a very different time when it comes to that. I mean, fucking Panzerschokolade, yeah? It's literally amphetamine. Given to your soldiers. I mean, how else would you, keep this spear tip going for days on end? Well, that's easy. You just give the people stuff that keeps them awake for days on end. And it keeps them focused for days on end on what they need to be doing. They had a very different understanding of what we nowadays consider to be drugs in general and abuse of said drugs. Very different time. Very different times indeed. As I was made aware just... When was it? I think it was yesterday actually, yeah. Now, you're already in a state of mind where you're not really totally awake and you're just going like, yeah. But I mean, yes, back in the... If you want a really funny story about this whole thing, that the Nazis were the evilest racist of them all, the Nazis actually had mixed regiments of, the Uncleans and the Aryans. Well, the Americans back in the day, during the Second World War, still segregated their units by race. Just one of those fun little things where it's like, so much about that, eh? Yes, it wasn't just the Germans that had a bit of a problem with that whole race thing, eh? But well, jokes aside, where was I going? Oh yeah, right. What was it again? The point. Yeah, basically the short version of that nonsense I saw yesterday was basically like, somebody, I guess, tried to put, what was it again? I think food delivery specifically on the same level of a human right, basically. I was sitting there like, whoa, Jesus Christ. I mean, and I was pretty out of my mind. Not in a good stoned way, but, out of mind. And even I was like, whoa, that sounds fucking stupid. I mean, don't forget, you could actually earn yourself honorary Aryan status, through good behavior and service. And, especially the Eastern Europeans, who already had a bit of a hate boner for the Bolsheviks anyway, they weren't that badly treated, The Jews? Yeah, the Jews were outright fucking, out there. But being a quote-unquote foreign soldier in the Wehrmacht wasn't actually the worst you could be. Honestly, you still got treated a lot better than some of the others, mind you. But yeah, sometimes you see something so stupid and you just sit there and go like, wow, what I would need to do, and, if I had been of a bit of a clearer mind, I should have done is, actually look into this really deeply and amuse myself heavily at the cost of some people who apparently, are just spoiled to a degree that is unbelievably high. Either that or they're just fucking stupid or trying to be necessarily provocative, but Jesus. I mean, I do remember the a rather long-lasting debate actually about how food supply in general would and should be considered a human right, and I'm not necessarily disagreeing with the point per se. Although, as I said before, it is still a nice and debatable point, after all. But go like, no, specifically food delivery should be a human right is a rather ridiculous statement to make. I do remember, they kind of try to spin this in the way like, look, medicine, look, vaccines and shit. Look, food delivery, that's all stuff we didn't have before and we now have. That's cute. And so, people should have access to it. There's a certain difference between those three, though. Just a tiny bit of a difference. And when you read something like this, especially, you read it, and it's called, it's a German social media, it's all in German. You read the arguments, you read the people getting, into each other's face about it, and you sit there and go like, yeah, This is not from here. And I'm just kind of, you know, reminiscing a bit about that. You know, this whole useless debate. I mean, there's a reasonable debate you can have about the legitimacy of calling well, access to food a human right. And most modern countries will actually do their very best to actually assure you get it. Even to the point, I mean, take for example Germany. We have essentially on products that you can buy as the end consumer, basically. We basically got two different tax systems. One for normal goods and one for food stuff. So basically you get a lower tax rate on it, so that food stuff stays cheaper, which is, you know, the whole point of making it accessible. But it doesn't apply to anything. Wait a second, I'm going to just quickly... But seriously, let's for safety's sake assume that it was bots. Because that will make me feel better, because damn god fucking hell was that stupid. And useless. I mean, seriously, huh? The last 2 days, I was pretty fucking out of it, you know? It's pretty much like the last time they fucking readjusted the amount of medication I have to take. Happens. Meaning, you know, a bit handicapped for a bit, yes, but it doesn't stop me from getting my fucking ass up into my kitchen. I mean, to be fair, you should probably not cook in that state of mind, because I did manage to activate one of the smoke alarms in my apartment, because I left... Basically, I fried some shit, and then had some oil left in there, and then in the pot, and then I put that fucking thing on the fucking hot stove plate for some mystical reason, and went over. And of course, after a while, you know, that started smoking. So obviously. But oh well. What was I doing again? Oh yeah, I was waiting for planks to be made. That's gonna... Literally spent, I think, 2 years now just waiting for things to finish. I really should have bought another box. But I really wanted to know if the one makes really that much of a difference. And yes, the answer is yes, it makes an absolute fuck ton of a difference. If you need to move lots of timber around. Should have known that. God damn it, if I had saved that, I could have made a lot more fun of it. No. There could have been some very, very advanced bots now that I think about it. I mean, when I think about bots... I mean, if you just Google Translate shit and, you know, try to push that into, near all the peoples. By an Oxen, to understand this, you plan to go for the magic achievement. You know, I'm kind of like, I like trying things out, basically. It's also, it's part of the fun of learning a new game, or, you know, experiencing a new game, is you try a strategy, you see if it works, and then the next time you play, you go like, okay, that worked pretty well, but what if I don't do one part? In this case, my idea was, okay, I start with one ox, and normally I spend the first of my money on buying another one, and another one, so I have things speed up. I was kind of like, okay, what if I don't? What if I don't do this immediately? How much longer will things take? Because that way you can, by experience, basically, determine how useful something actually is. For example, the chicken crops are undeniable fucking useful. They're gonna help me keep my people fed. So now that there's no reason to not do that. So doing this first is still a stupid idea, because without the ox, everything is slow as all fucking living hell. Because it's just, the main problem is just that materials don't get transported that fast. The whole timber does not get transported fast enough. It's interesting. And it's the fun part of it all. It's part of why I do love games. It's the same in RPGs, when you have different skills, different weaponry, and when you can actually somewhat influence your character's growth in certain directions. You know, trying out what works. What maybe doesn't work. Stuff like that. Really fun. I have one there, and since one didn't even realize we were at 50%, I'm actually surprised we got to 50%. I don't even have the church yet. Yeah, also, look, if I zoom in like this, strategy. Oh, look at the screen and look at this. So now, when I met my parents up north and I look outside the window, this is basically what I see. I see a bit of the porch. Oh, there would be a, a little plant bed here, some stones, and there's an area here with a little thing in there. And you see the street, which is basically exactly this. It is literally a fucking dirt road. Then you just see this. Just miles of miles. And as far as you can see, because it's a fucking forest, you can't see that far. So now basically you look out and you see just that. There's nothing there. If you now look to the left instead of the house, you would at some point, you would see wood, and then in very distance it would be a flat area because there's a field there, but generally speaking, this is all you see. And there are a lot more fucking trees there. It's really cute, really relaxing, really nice, because just go like, no people, no nothing, just silence. And you realize, I also don't have any working internet. It's probably the greatest reason that keeps me from ever wanting to live like that. On one hand, I really would like to love that far outside, just having my peace and quiet. Would be cute, would be nice, but on the other side, not without a fucking functional internet, please. Spare me need. Okay, we get some planks now. We build a church, and then my people will be happy for eternity. I do love it. I do just from the looks alone. I do like this game very much so. There's something nice and relaxed about it. But to be fair, now I have decided that Nier Automata music is just a bit more swell. I want to build here. Can I actually extend this road any further? Is it basically at the border here? I can. Well, that's cute. That gives me enough space to put the church here. Then I can put some more extra houses here. Of course, now, I'm the kind of person who looks at stuff like this and goes like, yes, clean rows of houses. By realistically speaking, of course, and that is true for pretty much all of Europe at least, there have been very, very few times where cities have actually been planned out. It means you usually have naturally grown cities, which means they expand on, around the core. For example, if you go north towards the sea, there are lots of small villages there. And when you look at them from above, on a map or so, you will actually see that in many cases the biggest or most impressive landmark in this city is actually the church, smack dab in the center. And then you basically have the houses around them, with little streets leading there and there and there, and then usually connected to a larger street that goes to the actual next big place, quote unquote big place, mind you. But, it tells you a lot. It also means that, since the north is relatively flat, you always will have a pretty easy time finding your way around, at least in the small villages, because there's an undeniably obvious landmark that you can orient yourself around. Pretty sweet. On the other hand, that also means that in any bigger city, you have an absolute mess of streets, side streets, little alleyways going here, there, and everywhere. Which makes it such a pain whenever you have to go to another city. Same actually with our fucking public transportation system, buses and shit. There is no singular system. No, every bloody city has their own system, their own numbering system, their own way of actually telling you departure times and shit. It annoys the ever-living shit out of me every single time I have to deal with that. I fucking hate it. It's... dare I say, un-German to do it like that. Okay, we have all of that, and do we have a trading post? So we should probably start doing some trading. Now that I think about it. And what are we gonna trade? We're gonna trade fucking planks. We're gonna export them until we have... 20 is actually a good number. Right now we can't actually do much with them, so selling them is not a bad idea at all. Anything else? Hides. Export hides. Until 0, because we don't need them right now, but we do need money. Money makes me happy. And I don't think I have anything else I could actually reasonably expert. I mean, what I realized the last game is that the market is very, very simple in what it or how it displays it. Basically, if I flood the market with, you know, swords, for example, from a little blacksmith, it will take no time at all for the market to get oversaturated. Which, to be fair, in part is true. That is how the market works. The market goes like, okay, if there's an abundance of product and the prices go down, meaning that for the producers and the well, the whole logistic chain that is usually required to move things around, things will go worse. Fair enough, yes, but usually isn't it just that simple. Quite a few more factors that play into it. You can't just go like, okay, look, the basic system is just like more stuff means lower prices and less stuff means higher prices. That's not the only factor, no. Even though some people seem to believe that to be the only greater truth, which is of course really fucking bullshit, but I mean, how the fuck do you think you need to fucking study for like fucking, what was it again, 2 years or so, to get that specialized degree, quotation marks, that I once started going if there was nothing else to learn. I mean, they're also going to teach you a lot of nonsense about prices, how to actually get to the final price, what sort of factors into that, how do you actually do the math for said factors. Yes. I would try to explain this in English, but considering that that would require some actually expert lingo, and I have no idea what the fuck the said lingo would be in English, I'm going to politely refrain, basically. Just politely refrain, because that I have no doubt in my ability to have a somewhat decent normal conversation in the English language. I do kind of feel myself ill-equipped for having a specialized economics talk. At least in English. In German, okay, no problem. We can work this out. English, oh boy, no, fuck that. I'm not gonna try. Still, somewhere deep in my little mind, I'm still thinking to myself like, but how, when, and why are we gonna get to that point where I decide what I will play later today? I mean, if I start uploading that will take, like, what? 3-4 hours probably? Zoom? I don't know around that time. Which is also enough time to get actually some cleaning done. And also I need to decide what I do with the... Because, you know, when I make curry, I make an assholish amount of it, so I still have, like, roughly half a pot left. And we need to decide what to do with it. You know, if I plan to eat this over the next few days, that's cute. I just need to put it in the fridge. But if I decide that that's a bit too much, then I would have to actually put part of that in the freezer. Which is one of the awesome conveniences of modern day. You just cook an assholish amount of food, then you eat some of it, and you put some of it in the fridge, and then all of the other stuff you just put in the freezer, and then when, you know, the time comes that you want to eat something and you can't be asked to fucking cook something fresh, you just pull it out of your freezer, eat it up again, and food. But to be fair, in this case I would need to make some rice as well, but that's not a challenge. No, I never considered myself much of an a good guy when it comes to chores and shit at home. At least that is something I do hold myself, one point I hold myself in high regard. At least I'm not that fucking helpless that if I buy myself, you know, the packaged rice, you know, the rice in a little plastic bag, so that you can just put it in water and let it cook there. You know? At least I'm not as bad as some people who pull one out of the fucking package and go like, oh shit, it's broken. I guess I have to throw the rice away now. At least I'm not that bad. Jesus fucking sake. I will never forget that moment. I will never forget that one particular moment. I was like, are you shitting me? Are you fucking serious right now? He's like, yeah, I mean, what can I do? It's broken. I'm just gonna go into the pot then. How am I gonna get it out of there? Like, bitch, please. Take a sieve or something. That would solve that problem, wouldn't it? Even if you let's assume you don't have a sieve in your cooking tools, or the one you have is broken or something, or it's not fine enough for rice or something. Well, many different reasons. You know, there are still methods you can do that. You can still cook rice without having it in a little package. It's a nice convenience, yes, but you don't need that. Actually, I think this is like the yes. Actually, there's an easier way to even do that. You don't even need to scoop it out. You can just use less water and then wait until most of the water is gone and the rest of the water will be absorbed by the rice. Sure, your rice will be a bit more, you know, soggy, but you still get good rice out of that. So now, if you can't even be asked to fucking, you know, scoop it out, just use less water. Just have to be more watchful, because otherwise you burn your rice. But fucking hell! Yeah, in this case we're talking specifically about the rice. I don't know if you have that in, I'm assuming you have that in the Netherlands, you know, where you can buy rice either in loose form, basically just get a little plastic bag with rice in it, loose, and you can also get the one, where you basically have one package, and inside is 4 little plastic bags with rice that you just can plop into the water, stuff like that. Yeah, there actually are people out there who, when they actually, you know, get one of these little packages and they're broken, were like, yeah, no, I need to throw this away. I don't know what to do with this again. And the guy was absolutely fucking serious about it, you know. Picked that thing up, saw that some rice was falling out, and was immediately like, okay, there's the trash, I'm gonna throw it away now. And I was like, no, stop, criminal scum. What are you doing? Be sideways. Some people are really not meant to be living on their own. Clearly, very, very clearly, because Jesus. Strange times we live in. I kinda, you know, that this whole thing kinda blends back into that whole thing I read yesterday, where I was like, Jesus, some self-sufficiency is kinda a necessary requirement. And heck, I fucking don't like cooking at all. It's being in the kitchen and shit, but there are just some things that are really not hard to do. Yeah, some people are really... I mean, the guy isn't, from what I remember of him, he was never the most flexible-minded at all. You know, a bit of a strict guy who likes to follow instructions. Yeah, no problem. But seriously, some people just have a problem there. Doesn't really require much outside of the box thinking, but for some people, you know, it's such a normal thing that rice comes in a little plastic bag that they kind of consider that to be the whole unit, you know. As soon as that is broken, they consider the whole product bad, instead of, you know, just remembering that the important part is the rice inside, the rice that you're trying to fucking cook. I think there are actually quite a few young people nowadays moving out for the first time who are actually quite incapable of just normal feeding yourself stuff. I mean, I'm assuming at least most people will be capable of at least getting themselves a nice little sandwich or something. You know, some very basic cooking. It's gonna save you an asshole amount of money, mind you, on one hand, because the more complete you want your food to be, the more you're gonna pay for it. All the way to the point of getting food delivered to you, mind you, which is the most priciest variant, obviously. But really doesn't take that much. As I said, you know, if somebody who really is not interested in staying in the kitchen like me and get with minimum help get things done, what is sure most people should be more than capable of doing the very same. And if you can't even get to the point where, you know, you can reliably make yourself a bloody fucking sandwich, probably shouldn't live on your own, though, should you? In fact, I would go so far as to say, yeah, you should probably Be in some kind of place. Probably with a lot of help. Not on your own. But yeah, that's why that thing from yesterday kind of, on one hand it amused me, on the other hand, trying to take it seriously kind of brings you to the point where it's like, okay, we live in strange times down there. I mean, heck, you know, would I? Yeah, no. I mean, pretty hard to do it with footage, because I would need to, actually I could use my phone for that, but you know, even I could make you a nice little like 10-minute guide or so on how to make the curry, you know, because that's really not much work. It's simple, and I like simple, because simple works. Works is all it needs. Actually, but you know, nah, they still have a lot of room there. Manor Lords. I mean, hell, if you were to ask me to do some duplicate nonsense dish, I'd probably also screaming at you and go like, nah. Oh, you know. And it's like, you look at the list for recipes, like, okay, so I would need like roughly 25 different ingredients. I'm also gonna be like, no, fuck you. A, far too much work. B, fucking wasteful. Because, you know, some of the ingredients are probably gonna be stuff that you have in your kitchen anyway. Like flour or something. Sugar, salt. But if you look at some recipes, it's like, okay, that's 20 different fucking spices that I'm supposed to be doing this, and what then? I'll have them. Might find a use for them, but it's not guaranteed. And it's okay when it's just spices, mind you. Would be an investment I'm not willing to make, but at least those you can basically keep ad infinitum in your fucking kitchen. But it's fresh stuff, like there's specific vegetables that are rarely used in normal cooking. Yeah, no, I'm not even gonna try. You not wasting money. Yeah, let's put a trader in there. All the nonsense. Now to think about it, yeah, I could indeed make it. Nice little how-to video. In the most simplest form, like, take potato, A, B, C. God damn it. Then take carrot, A, B, and C. Then take meat, if you have. Otherwise, take more potatoes. Because now you can never go wrong with potatoes. And they're pretty nice. Take onion A. Now cut up your fucking chef. Now put your fucking stuff into the pan and fry it a little bit. Don't care too much about anything else, just put it in there, get it a bit fried, put it out again, put it into a pot, put water into the pot, start simmering that shit. Let it simmer. Let it simmer a bit longer. Add curry rook. Let simmer some more. Be done. Yay. Food. You're even smarter than, you know, while simmering happens, you can also cook some rice. Well, or some noodles, or whatever the fuck you want with your curry. Done. You now have a meal. Congratulations. You're not gonna need staffing in next... depending on how much you make next week or so. Just some things, you know. On one hand, does it work me? On the other hand, maybe that just means I have been getting older. Maybe. The egg production's not good. We do need to get or start getting some money, because otherwise we're gonna be in some tough times here. But it definitely makes for a lot of a slower start if you issue the ox buying immediately, honestly. That kind of fucks with ya. That's something good to remember for the future. Something important to know. Yeah, I'm also not gonna make much like this, am I? Minus 1 plank. I do love that the game actually is not shy about telling you. I guess we could build the stone place and collect some stones along the way. There's none of the resources here, resources I can keep for a long while. I'm just gonna set it up and be basically be done with it. Especially since I do have one more family just hanging around, and that will give me some starting cash. Really dislike that I don't have anything I can deep mine though. That's kinda sad. I can't change it, but sadness it is. So I think how many? Yeah, one more family can potentially move in. Well, it will probably take quite a long while though to happen. That's another figured it. Can't even see my cute little coat of arms. Although to be fair, you know, after I have gone through many ideas with that, I have decided to just abandon any hope that I can make this maxi at the moment. I would kinda like to work on the portraits and the coat of arms at the same time, because then I could actually create, especially because of how they are positioned in the game, I could actually create something at least funny. But like this I was kinda like, yeah, you know what, I'm just gonna put in my little mascot for you. Actually no, for this game at least I should probably move my camera over and you can actually see it. Where are you? There you are. I'm here myself. Bep. Bep. Honestly, the left upper corner seems to be working splendidly well for most things. Like, you know, that's usually where your health bar and shit is, and usually, do you really need to see my health bar? You can imagine it's probably gonna be in the red anyway. For the most part. And heck, that is kinda how we fucking played throughout all of Assassin's Creed 2, with a health bar basically at 1. Because, why not? I guess. I do wonder, I mean, now that I have more people, I could probably put just one into the berries as well. Get some more food stability. But right now the food stability is absolutely not good. And I guess first we're gonna buy the roots. Yeah, that would be a good idea. At least the ones for stuff we can export infinitely, like planks, we'll absolutely fucking need. Crops I'll care about later, once we actually start getting them. Or maybe immediately go to food. I mean, crops are to... Red is 4, but it's just one more. It doesn't really feel that worthwhile. And the production is not gonna... That's never gonna reach a level where I can actually sell that shit. I guess hides. I mean, those sell for 4, which is pretty good, honestly. Leather sells for 6, but I don't really see the reason. Now we finally get the next ox. That is gonna make the future construction a bit easier on our poor selves. Which I mean a lot easier actually, mind you. Then we're gonna once again buy horses for the trading post. They can be happy dandy as well, and then what? I guess next I would try to get some more families just to fill out some things and probably buy some more chicken coops to stabilize the food situation, and get a few more families in to actually fill up everything like I wanted to, and well, then we can expand and look into cash crops would be the correct term. Because we are specifically going to plant crops for the singular purpose of selling them. Or the classical cash crop of ye olden days was of course cotton. For quite a long while actually, now that I think about it. And you know, technically speaking, even for a small little, you know, plot of nowhere land, that can actually be an option. The problem is that you can't just, you know, change things that quickly. So once your people have started growing cash crops, also known as, you know, year-older crops that you cannot eat, they're kind of reliant on the market. And beware ye, the market is not a nice person. I don't know, she's quite a bitch. Treats you not nicely at all. So, you know, if she desires, she will just fuck you over. And suddenly you'll find yourself starving. Because, well, your fields might be full. There's nothing to eat on them. Which under normal circumstances is not much of a problem, you know. As long as you can sell whatever you're growing at a decent price, you can just buy food. Only works for so long, however. Only works for so long. Now you could now then assume, of course, that a smart person would never ever try to get into a situation where they cannot actually afford to feed their own people by what they're growing themselves, and yes, that would be a smart move, wouldn't it? Which is why you can absolutely assume that a lot of people did not actually take that into consideration when blinded by greed. Ah, such a nice motivator for things. Nice. So there's an achievement for being a complete idiot under the aspect of sustainability. Because, you know, this game actually has a very simple market system, where the market quite literally reacts to you alone. Meaning, as soon as I flood it with anything for a bit, it will immediately drop the prices down to the point where you cannot even export it any longer. Maybe it's only towards small town. Maybe now we're moving there slowly but surely. But I really wouldn't want to do it, honestly. It sounds like a pain in the butt to do. Yeah, I guess I mean, technically, at least in the game, but if you set it up correctly, you keep in mind that, you know, the market will be a bitch to you. And you can probably work it out. Yeah, as I said, you know, inside the game and inside its very specific rule set, and if you now set rule set decently well, yeah, can probably do it. I mean, as far as achievement goes, that's not the worst. Actually, since I actually took the liberty to look through my library looking for, you know, the old Weep games, I realized that I think for almost all the Trails games, even I have all the achievements. Which is rare for me. Because that's like what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Around a dozen games or so. I think I only have like 1 or 2 where I don't. I think I precisely have 1 where I don't have every achievement. I spend far too much time on these. I can quite clearly tell. Not that I regret it, mind you. Really do feel the need for some good old-fashioned RPGing. I've also been thinking about, you know, starting another playthrough of just good old Baldur's Gate, because, well, you know, on one hand, it's the good old-fashioned argument of why not. On the other hand, it's all bloody good. And I mean, I have played around with Baldur's Gate 3, more than enough in my own personal opinion. There's some things I feel... how to put this? Somewhat weak? Is that the right word? Not really, no. I'm kind of looking for another word, but I'm not sure how to frame it just yet. Oh well, it might come to me in a bit. Especially in regards to some stuff like the The romances, for example. I've gotten through one. Also, does kind of feel like the game gets weaker the further you go, which is kind of... I mean, to be fair, the original Baldur's Gate 2, when you get to the point where you actually are on the expansion pack, to be fair, it did kind of, you know, got weaker a bit. But at this point, it was just a nice power fantasy because you were a very powerful being at that point. Literally, a god walking the earth. Not just stat-wise, but Jesus Christ, the amount of shit you could do at that point. Epic feats and shit. You know, that you at least got something out of for your troubles, basically. I really feel like it. Especially, you know, later on. Baldur's Gate 3, Act 1 was kind of fun. I had a lot of fun there. And then by Act 3, I was kind of like, indeed, yeah. And since they didn't compensate me with the, you know, Throne of Baal, to name the expansion pack in question, you know, nice little absolute power fantasy that you had going at that point. That's like, fucking dragons. Well, I'm gonna teach you, fucking lizard. Right, nice little lesson. I fight alone. Fight with epic feats against dragon. Works. No questions about it. Yeah, but I really have some fun there. I must admit. But yeah. Really would like to play the old romances again. And I feel like those were better. They felt better, I suppose. Okay. Straight way of putting it. Well, you know, that set of romances were basically just the usual text window, giving you a bit of different text, but it felt more meaningful and it actually felt more natural, I suppose. Better thought out, another way of saying it, but still doesn't get the message across that I'm trying to get across, eventually enough. Ah, strange things, I tell ya, strange things. Yes, yes, claim your territories. I'm gonna reclaim those territories at some point. In the far distant future, going off how slowly we are growing, but I will come. Yeah. Ah, stuff in my eye. Stop poking my eye. I need that. But yeah, strange things strange. Then again, it just gives me more fuel to go like, yeah, the older ones were better. You might not want it to go that way. Have you made your manor yet? No, I'm still a lord without a manor. I'm not keepstake a lord without a manor. Screw that. I don't need some fancy pants manor. Just would like my church to be built at some point. And my little station. Yes, I'm manorless. As is only good and proper if you ask me. That is how it should be. Have you managed to kill all the forest yet? I mean, you kinda have. I guess it wouldn't be a bad idea to change your area. Make him enough. You can make a policy to get more meat and I drive them consume less meat. I could. Okay, so now you go over here. Actually, yeah, I'm not gonna let you near my berries. Where's my little forester? You are going to restock this area. No, but make it big. I'm gonna get a second person soon anyway. As soon as my people fucking remember how to get things done, because I think this has been on wait time since fucking forever. Which now, sadness. Sadness. Very much sadness. Where's the other one? That is. Can't even upgrade that shit. Because I'm at -3 planks. My merchants are a bit too enthusiastic. Just a tiny bit too enthusiastic. No. Look at that. Now that we have more chicken coops, food just rolls in. And that's a pretty awesome state to be in, honestly. You can just see your food supplies going up instead of decreasing early on. That's because they produce year round. That is actually one of the things I do admire the most about the little chicken coops. Technically speaking, if you make good use of these chicken coops, you could potentially, no matter how you do it, you could probably get through this without collecting and hunting pretty easily. Combine it with a bit of trade, just a little bit, because trading food is kind of pricey. But yeah, no, not a bad deal. Yeah, I just like the little chicken coops, honestly. Even more than the apples, because I really don't like waiting 3 fucking years before they actually give me a full yield. 3 years is a bloody long time, man. A lot can happen in 3 years. I'd rather not fucking wait it out. In fact, I'd go so far as to say that now if I have to wait it out, I have better things to do, honestly. Not like that this is gonna be longer than the other one, but I guess nobody asks me, I suppose. Three, 4, 5. The road? Yeah, the road goes till the end. You do it on over the years, sure. I think they give you more. Yes, but you know. Like the chicken coop, the humble chicken coop. It just starts giving you eggs. It doesn't ask for anything in return. You don't have to invest any resources. Because apparently your chickens can just live off the earth. It means they're far better than your villagers at that. And especially early on, which is the high time for you to actually be in trouble, food-wise, it just makes your life easier, honestly. Instead of investing far into the future, when I start out, I just want to have something that gives me a stable supply of food that I don't need to worry about, because you sometimes just can't count on your fucking assholes to actually hunt or collect properly. Even then, this is seasonal and this just, not enough. Not enough in the way of animals. Honestly, the main reason why I let the hunter be the hunter is just for the hides, because that's something I would like to sell, and that's basically the main reason. Yeah, but vegetables, on the other hand, are very much seasonal. Chickens are not. Chickens are awesome. No matter how cold outside it is, your chickens will still lay their little eggs. However, your fucking vegetable field will be fucking done. Also, since the yield of your vegetable garden is kind of directly tied towards how much vegetable garden you actually have behind your house. Yes, strategy. That is exactly the plan. See, first, food supply. Then the next row will be full of goats, so I get hides, which I can then sell. And a part of these hides will also be turned into leather, so that my people get some clothing and be happy about it. So yeah, it's all in the making. Although, to be fair, this time we are a lot slower, mostly because we lost a lot of time in the beginning for lack of oxes. This game really kind of feels, how to put this correctly, it feels like playing an Anno game. You just don't feel pressured. You don't feel necessarily the need to go full-on hardcore speed, one strategy that only works. Oh, it's nice and slow. Also, to be fair, because the game is really forgiving, and I yet have not managed to starve anyone. Even though I have, at times, completely ignored my people's need for fucking food. I should probably start trading for planks for a little bit. Or at least I should keep a fucking surplus of around 10 of them, because otherwise nothing will get built any longer. I just realized I was looking at my trade post, like, wait a second, I know why nothing is happening any longer, because we don't have any planks any longer. But yeah. Honestly though, I'm pretty sure I said this multiple times already, but I do hope that this gets even better. So that you do have a nice alternative, not just Anno. I mean, Anno 1800 is probably at this point the best city builder you can get. Yeah, actually, I'll stand by that particular statement because literally there's not better. Actually, how much reserve do I have for logs? Stop it. 10. Yeah, let's put this to 20, let's say. Because I do want to be able to keep constructing things. But yeah, definitely. Right about now, this year, 2024, there ain't anything better than anno 1800 when it comes to a bloody fucking solid city builder. They absolutely do nothing wrong. That is pretty fucking amazing already, if you look at what other things are. That also means, you know, there's basically just a shortage of other ones. That's not good. Makes them sloppy in the long run. Having some competition up would be rather nice. And although I will admit this will probably need still a lot more work, there will be plenty of chances to fuck this up. I have no doubt about that. Well, there is still a good chance that this will turn stay good and become something akin to an actual competition. Okay, so that needs to recuperate. Yes, that's gonna take a while. We are not gonna sell food. Early for that. We're gonna continue to sell fucking hides until we have none. Later on, we're gonna keep a bit of an stockpile so we can turn those into leather for more peoples. Also because, you know, I mean, you know, 6 per is nice for the leather, yes, but I'm already getting 4 for hides. Considering the amount of extra work I need to do, produce that, good numbers to sell, meh. Meh is all I can say. So have I actually built that thing? No, it's not yet finished. Of course it isn't. Actually, I can also tell you why it isn't getting finished, because I'm pretty sure they're trying to build this one. But since there's no material for this, now we're gonna finish. Bit of an oversight of my part, mind you. I could have already had stone. And sell stone, for that matter. But I was duped. Stone expert. Keep like 20 of the little bastards. But no, it's really not going to matter much. At least for the moment. Since the only thing we will be exporting later on from this particular area is going to be crops. There's no way around it. Then we upgrade that, then we get 2 more oxes here, 2 more horses for the trading post. And then what? Then what indeed? Yeah, little stone cutter. Start cutting stone. Cut it like you mean it. Are you working? Yes, you are. You're not working because there's nobody in you. Ow. That even possible?
Why do I have to carry this alone?
I had somebody there at some point, but apparently he has decided to, I don't know, go for something. Yeah. I let you be the worker. And actually, technically speaking, since it is winter, I can have you be the worker. Go back into the granary and do granary shit. Then we finally get planks again. What the fuck happened to the saw pit worker though? He produced planks in the past, and I'm pretty sure I would not just remove him for no good reason. Strange. Strange. I must have done it. I obviously must have done it. but I don't actually remember. Oh, well, you know, strange things just happen sometimes. How many chicken coops do I have? So the lower row would at this moment be 50 more, which means 15 chicken coops, which means probably an assholish amount of eggs. Yeah, just by supplementing the eggs, we're actually starting to save up meat. Good start. And next we have to work on other things.
You'll not find finer wares anywhere